Okay, please all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. New frontier for all of us here at Village Hall. We're on the YouTube Zoom conference for this annual meeting, and I just want to go around and tell you who is here at this meeting right now. We have Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney, Trustee Mary Adams, Trustee Robin Silvestri, our Treasurer and our Attorney Gerard Glass, our Treasurer Andrew Reichel, Jeannie Parker, our Village Clerk, and Janine Finelli as Deputy Village Clerk. So, Mrs. Parker, could you please read the announcement?
Yes, please be advised the Board of Trustees of the Village of Babylon will hold a public hearing on Monday, April 6, 2020 at 7 p.m. in the Municipal Building, 153 West Main Street, Babylon, New York, to take and hear comments relating to the tentative budget for the fiscal year 2021. Questions and comments concerning the tentative budget can also be emailed to babylonbudget@villageofbabylonny.gov. Immediately following the budget hearing, the annual organizational meeting will be held. A copy of the tentative budget will be available through the Office of the Village Clerk as of Friday, March 20th, 2020, during the business hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, by calling 631-669-1500. A copy of the tentative budget will also be available on our website. The compensation proposed in said budget for the mayor is $15,000 per year and $7,500 per year for each trustee. Just a reminder to village residents, as we periodically put information in our newsletters and on our website regarding stormwater management updates, chapters 305 and 306 of our village code outlines requirements and procedures pertaining to stormwater management and erosion and sediment control as required by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. The required stormwater management MS4 annual report for the period ending March 2019 is available on our website as well as through the Office of the Village Clerk. Residents are encouraged to review these documents, and if you should have any questions, please do not hesitate to call. Please note, this may change based on any upcoming directives from the state of New York. Any updates will be posted on our website. By order of the Board of Trustees, Jean Marie Parker, Village Clerk, dated March 18, 2020, Babylon, New York.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Parker. I really appreciate it. And we take this budget very seriously. And the last years that we've done this, we've always been very careful in what we're doing and to make sure that everybody understands what goes on. Our treasurer and our board of trustees have been going over this budget since January. Our department heads have been submitting budgets to Andrew Reichel, our treasurer. We've been formatting this. This not only goes to our review, but it also goes to our budget review committee that we have, who meets probably about 3 times during this process, this 3 months. The budget has to be in by, I believe it's March 20th for our look at, and also for the village clerk to take care of it, to take a look at it. So Andrew, would you like to first start us off by just going over this budget and telling us some of the points on this budget for this year?
Yeah. All right. The proposed budget that we have for this year for 2021, the total expenditures for this budget are $11,888,817. This budget is an increase from last year's budget of 5.31%. There is a tax rate increase with this budget of 2.01%, which equates to 30 cents per 100 of assessed value. So for someone a taxpayer that is paying that paid $1,000 of village tax this past tax year, would their new tax would be approximately $20 higher. Some of the significant changes in this budget from the past budget, some of the increases are across the board salaries for full-time, part-time, and overtime expenses. Some of the other main increases in expenditures are legal expenses based on our current ongoing and anticipated legal litigation. Other increases are central garage expenses. The contractual amounts is higher this year based on our aging fleet of vehicles and equipment and the increase of cost to repair them. Also, our unallocated insurance budget for this year is increasing based on one in particular, the fire department's cancer coverage, which is new, that has to be covered by the village. Also for any increases in our general liability insurance and other insurance policies that we currently have. Another line that's also increasing this year will be our street maintenance, repairs to equipment. Again, aging fleet, aging equipment that we have and the cost to repair them. Also, our highway improvement program expenses are we're anticipating them increasing this year based on more of a utilization of the CHIPS funds that we receive from the state. We'll have additional expenses so that we can utilize those funds. Also, our state retirement insurance expense is going to increase based on change of rates based on the state. Also, our fire department LoSAP contribution will be increasing this year to cover the addition of higher payouts that we're currently paying to fire department members that are already receiving some of the benefits. And also in this budget is an increase to our debt service based on our outstanding debt. So those are the main increases of this budget from last year. A couple of the revenues also we're anticipating increasing, but in the current environment with this COVID-19, we're going to wait to see where they come in, and we will. That's pretty much our budget. What we're as Ms. Parker already alluded to, we're going to open this up to public questions and comments. Those could be made to the Babylon Budget email address, which is babylonbudget@villageofbabylonny.gov. Those will come to me. I will review the questions. I will respond to any questions that we receive, any comments, any concerns. This email address has been up on our website for since the budget has been in the clerk's office, so since March 20th, and I have been receiving a couple of emails with questions which I've been responding to, so please feel free to comment and question.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time on this budget, and we're going to go through the Board of Trustees right now. So Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney, have any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank you and our treasurer, Andrew, and our village budget committee for all the hard work you did to make a budget up that I think we're very proud of. And I think it's going to work very well. Thank you very much.
Trustee Mary Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As a member of that budget committee, I can assure everyone that it was more than one meeting that we met. We all went line through line of that budget. We held tight. There were plenty of questions of the committee. And as Deputy Mayor Muldowney said, I'd like to thank Andrew also for his time accommodating the budget committee. But these were meetings that were held at night to try and hold tight, for the residents of the village. So I think we did a good job this year. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mary Adams. Also, thank you very much for participating in that committee. I know it's a very hard committee to be on because people are coming in all different directions, but I heard it was very, very good this year. A lot of give and take, a lot of things that were discussed were made clear by Andrew, and I'm glad I think everybody was satisfied with that.
And you brought up an excellent point, Mr. Mayor. We also had residents on that committee, which is an excellent idea that you had a few years ago, because that also gave a different perspective and different ideas and different questions. And so, yes, it was a great committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Robin Silvestri.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also want to thank the committee, Trustee Mary Adams and Andrew Reichel, for all their time and effort put into making a budget that continues to serve our residents with all the services we've become accustomed to having here in the village, which we're very lucky for. And I don't have any specific questions on the budget, as I've reviewed it and it seems pretty clear. So thank you again for keeping the increase to a minimum.
Thank you. Council, Gerard Glass, any comments?
No, Mayor, no comments at all.
Okay. Okay, so Andrew, we're going to get field questions. What's the end date would be?
The deadline for questions or comments is going to be April 20th. At that point in time, the mayor, the trustees will go over the budget again to make sure if there are any changes, and then the budget has to be adopted by May 1st.
Okay, and our last meeting for that will be April 28th. And we should be in the same forum that we're in right now. So if there's no more questions with the board, I'd like to
Mayor,
yes.
if I can just have a moment. I forgot to mention even though the tax rate increase is 2.01%, it is still within the governor's tax cap calculation. So this does not override the tax cap.
Okay, and what is that percentage, Andrew? Do you know?
The governor's percentage?
No, our percentage.
Our percentage is 2.01%.
Right,
That's
but
the
we're
tax rate
under.
increase.
Okay, and we're under by, what is that, 1 point? I thought it was 1.8 or something like that.
The tax growth factor is 1.78. But there is other areas, other parts to the calculation which allow us to that increase or decrease the tax cap. But I just wanted to mention that this, even though it is a 2.01 increase, it is still within the cap.
Right. I have to say that for the last 6 years, we have not had a tax increase. It's been a zero increase, which to me is phenomenal. And going along with that, we have not ever cut any of the services that we have in our village. We've been thrown a lot of boomerangs with unmandated things that we have to take care of, which we never get back. Our state aid is at zero, and we do not get an increase with that either. So it's hats off to you, Andrew, the treasurer, and our all our department heads that do a great job to keep the taxes as low as we can go. And I want to thank everybody for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion to end this meeting.
Make a motion to end the meeting?
Thank you very much. Second?
Second,
Second. Very good. And at this time, the budget hearing is closed. We're going to go right into our annual organizational meeting, and we are leading off with our Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney. But before we do that, I'd like to appoint Kevin S. Muldowney as Deputy Mayor for 1 year. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay, let's go right
Thank
into the reports.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for that appointment.
You're welcome.
First resolution is be it resolved that Gerald Glass be appointed as village attorney for 1 year as per the contract on file with the village clerk.
Second,
Second,
very good. All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Jean Marie Parker be appointed as registrar for 1 year.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Jane Barth be appointed as deputy treasurer for 1 year.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Be it resolved that Janine Finelli be appointed as deputy village clerk for 1 year.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Janine Finelli be appointed as deputy registrar for 1 year.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Patricia Broderick be appointed as deputy court clerk for 1 year.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Stephen Feldman be appointed as site plan reviewer for 1 year.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Bruce Schulman be appointed standing hearing officer for Civil Service Law Section 75 disciplinary cases at the rate of $100 per hour.
Make a second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Jackie Marsden be appointed as village historian for 1 year at a salary of $1,200.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved to appoint Patricia Walsh as museum clerk for 1 year with a stipend of $1,600.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Timothy J. Dunn III be appointed as associate village justice for 1 year at a salary of $100 per court session.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Be it resolved that Karen Petz be appointed as coordinator of the Nathaniel Compton House for 1 year at a salary of $1,600.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Teresa Aller be appointed as village assessor for 1 year with an annual salary of $36,000.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Robert Brink be appointed as attorney for the planning board for 1 year at a rate of $175 per hour.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Thomas Freed be appointed as special counsel to the village of Babylon at a rate of $175 per hour.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Anthony LaPinta be appointed as special counsel to the village board at a rate of $300 per hour.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Be it resolved that Jeanette Yance be appointed as secretary to the Architectural Review Board for 1 year.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
That's all the resolutions I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Trustee Mary Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Prior to my resolutions, I'd like to place on the record of my abstaining on the appointments of Gerard Glass as the village attorney, as well as Steve Feldman as the site review planner due to a conflict of interest. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Here are my resolutions. Resolved that James Gowan be appointed as special counsel for tax and certiorari proceedings for 1 year at a rate of $175 per hour.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved to accept the contract of Jennifer Messiano Consulting, Inc. for grant writing services to the Village of Babylon for 1 year as per the contract on file with the village clerk.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that Kathy Matty be appointed court reporter for a period of 1 year at a rate of $200 for Tuesday court sessions and $210 for night sessions.
Second? Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that Donna Jurassitz be appointed to produce the village newsletter for 1 year at $1,800 for all editions.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that the Beacon be appointed as the official newspaper for 1 year.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that JP Morgan Chase Bank, the First National Bank of Long Island, New York Cooperative Liquid Assets Securities System, NICLAS, TD Bank, and Flushing Bank be designated as depositories for village funds.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Resolved that the second and fourth Tuesday of each month be designated as the official meeting night for the Board of Trustees. The meetings will commence at 7:00 PM with a work session to be followed by the public meeting at 8:00 PM. In the event there is a public hearing at 7:00 PM, the work session will immediately follow.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Resolved that on the first and third Tuesday of each month at 4:00 PM, the Board of Trustees shall also hold a work session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that the office of the village clerk, the office of the building inspector, the office of the court clerk, the mayor's office, and the treasurer's office will be open from 9:00 AM to 5:00 PM, Monday through Friday.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Resolved that the village treasurer pay the miscellaneous bills of the village twice a month.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that the mayor, treasurer, and deputy treasurer are authorized to sign checks for the Village of Babylon accounts.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that 2 signatures are required on all disbursements made by the village that are $10,000 and over.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the village treasurer pay the regular payrolls of the village every other Friday.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Resolved that the Village of Babylon pay to the Argyle Hose Company a custodial fee of $2,500 for a period of 1 year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Resolved that the Babylon Fire Department be given 1/3 a share of monies received from the 2 fire districts at the beach.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor be authorized to sign contracts, advertise and award bids, engage special counsel, engineering firms, and other miscellaneous proposals for the Village of Babylon.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And resolve that the mayor be empowered to transfer funds from time to time within the budget structure.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so ordered.
And those are my resolutions, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, trustee Robin Silvestri.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On the motion, resolve to reappoint John Conroy to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term, which will be April of 2025.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolve that Deborah Longo be appointed as secretary to the Planning Board for 1 year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolve that Christina Everett be appointed as secretary to the Zoning Board of Appeals for 1 year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolve that Janine Finelli be appointed as secretary to the Board of Trustees for 1 year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
Resolve to hire Monty Plumbing and Heating for servicing all village plumbing needs and winterizing of water lines at the pool and dock areas at an hourly rate of $70 per hour for the fiscal year 2021.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So
Thank you.
ordered.
Resolve that Savick and Murray be appointed village engineers for 1 year at a salary schedule on file with the village clerk.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolve that the Village of Babylon shall pay for the necessary expenses of the Village of Babylon Fire Chiefs for their attendance at an annual sanctioned Fire Chiefs Convention.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And whereas
Ordered.
there's to be a meeting held during the coming official year, training schools, association meetings, conferences, and seminars, and it is hereby determined by the Board of Trustees that attendees by certain municipal officers and employees at one or more of these meetings, conferences, or schools benefits the municipality. Be it resolved that the officers and employees are hereby authorized to attend these meetings, conferences, etc., with approval by the mayor as deemed appropriate for each case.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the
Ordered.
Village of Babylon procurement policy attached is hereby available for the required annual review.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
And finally, resolved that the Stormwater Management MS4 Annual Report for the period ending March 2019, is available for review on the village website and in the office of the village clerk during regular business hours.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of more. Resolved that all capital asset acquisitions with a value of $1,000 or greater be recorded in the village's capital asset inventory system and in object code .200 for budgetary purposes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So ordered.
Thank you. Resolved that pursuant to New York State General Municipal Law, Section 104B, Mayor Ralph Scordino, the trustees, Jean Marie Parker, Village Clerk, Irene Ivanov, County Court Clerk, Charles Gardner, Superintendent of Public Works, Scott Glenn, Suzanne Chatino, Deborah Longo, Jeanette Yance, Thomas Stefan, William Whittier, and Joseph Frecolavieri and Matthew Arundel of the Babylon Village Fire Department are responsible for purchasing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that the annual salaries for the mayor, village trustees, and village justice are as follows. Mayor Scordino, $15,000. Trustee Muldowney, $7,500. Trustee DeVita, $7,500. Trustee Adams, $7,500. Trustee Silvestri, $7,500. Judge John Rafter, $10,000.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered.
And resolved to approve the 2021 employee salaries on file with the village clerk.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Thank you. Resolved that the following compensation be provided annually to the following board members. Architectural Review Board, 5 members, $1,000 each. Planning Board, 5 members, $2,750 each. Planning Board Member Secretary, $3,250. Zoning Board of Appeals, 5 members, $3,000 each. And Zoning Board of Appeals Member Secretary, $3,500.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Resolved that the fire marshal receive an annual stipend of $2,000.
Second, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So ordered.
And resolved that EMT services be provided by Melissa Calhorn and Sean Tracy. Mayor Scordino appointed the following committees.
Oh, wait, a minute, we didn't get that. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so ordered. Okay, I'd like to appoint the following committee. Municipal Pool, Trustee DeVita. Health, Trustee DeVita. Docks, Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney. Finance, Mayor Scordino. Highway, Sanitation and Fire, Mayor Scordino. Insurance, Trustee Silvestri. Parks, Trustee Adams. Computers and Communications, Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney. Social Media, Trustee Adams. Golf, Trustee Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney. Recreation, Trustee Adams. Streetlights, Traffic Signals, Trustee Silvestri. Conklin House, Trustee. Be it resolved that the village board hereby establish the following standard of workdays for the purpose of determining days work reportable to the New York State and local employees retirement system. All elected and appointed officials, a 6-hour day. Mayor, secretary, village clerk, treasurer, village justice court, and clerical staff, 7-hour day. Superintendent of highways and labor and staff, 8-hour day. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered. Okay. That is all I have this evening. I think I want to thank everybody for doing what they're doing during this time of crisis here that we have with the coronavirus. And I thought I'd end this.
Well, I'm back.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back. Is everybody else back?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to read this poem by Ketty O'Meara. It's appropriate for this time of the year that we're going through. And people stayed at home and read books and listened and they rested and they did exercises and they made art and played and learned new ways of being and stopped and listened more deeply. Someone meditated, someone prayed, someone met their shadow, and people began to think differently, and people healed. And in the absence of people who lived in ignorant ways, dangerous, meaningless, and heartless, the earth also began to heal. And when the danger ended and the people found themselves, they grieved for the dead, and many made new choices and dreamed of new visions and created new ways of living and completely healed the earth just as they were healed. Everyone can get their own meaning from this poem. However, I hope it was inspirational and gave you some peace. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening, and I'll look forward to you on April 12th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.